Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're focusing on a truly fascinating and honestly kind of counterintuitive concept: how to build incredible, life-changing leg strength without lifting heavy weights, without doing deep gym squats, and without risking any damage to your aging joints. Okay, let's dive right into this.
Can simple bed exercises actually beat walking? It sounds totally impossible, doesn't it? We've literally always been told that walking is the ultimate cure-all. But a shocking 2021 study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity put this exact idea to the test. They discovered that seniors with existing leg weakness who performed simple isometric exercises while lying flat on their backs in bed actually gained 38% more leg strength than those who just did a daily walking routine. Isn't that wild?
Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the muscle loss reality, zero-impact bed exercises, chair-assisted strength builders, safe floor rising techniques, and finally, habits for lasting longevity.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the muscle loss reality.
We really have to begin by acknowledging the very real biological changes our bodies face as we get older. And look, we shouldn't view this as a defeat, but rather just a structural challenge that we can absolutely scientifically manage and even reverse. So the crucial point here is understanding sarcopenia. Starting around age 40, you begin losing about 1% of your skeletal muscle mass every single year, and that rate only accelerates as you hit your 50s and beyond. Sarcopenia stealthily robs us of our independence, our balance, and our metabolic health if we don't actively fight back with targeted muscle-strengthening activities.
To put that into perspective, think about the numbers 5 to 6. A major study in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology asked older adults to simply sit on the floor and stand back up. The results were a massive wake-up call. Those who struggled to get back up from the floor were 5 to 6 times more likely to die within the next 6 years compared to those who could get up easily. This highlights exactly why building leg strength isn't just about looking good, right? It is literally a fundamental matter of survival.
Moving right along to Section 2, zero-impact bed exercises.
But hey, please don't let that earlier statistic scare you, because we absolutely have the solutions for this. This is where we shift to empowerment, utilizing the incredible science of isometric movements that meet your joints exactly where they are right now. Honestly, we need to rethink walking for a second. If your legs are already weak or your knees are buckling, just trying to force those 10,000 steps often fails to push your weakened muscle fibers hard enough to trigger any actual growth. It just keeps them barely surviving. On the other hand, specific zero-impact bed exercises force your high-threshold muscle fibers to fire all at once, creating a massive stimulus for strength without putting any dangerous impact on those joints.
Let's look at the absolute best example of this clinical approach, the quad set. It's a real game changer and brilliantly simple. Step 1, you just lie flat on your back with your legs straight. Step 2, you press the back of your knee firmly down into the mattress, almost like you're trying to crush a grape underneath it. Step 3, and this is the magic part, you hold that tight contraction for 10 solid seconds. Doing this single, zero-impact movement produced 47% more quadricep strength than walking in clinical trials. No way, right?
Now, what's really interesting about this approach is the philosophy behind these holds. The strength built here does not disappear when conditions get uncomfortable. That is the whole point. By mastering these isometric holds and forcing those muscles to fire in a completely safe, controlled environment, you're building a deep neurological resilience. And that strength carries over directly into your everyday life.
All right, let's progress to Section 3, chair-assisted strength builders.
Now that we've activated those muscles in bed, it's time to level up. We're moving from a lying position to a seated one, safely increasing the challenge. I absolutely love this quote from an 89-year-old former ER doctor. He asked, "At 89, how exactly am I supposed to wake up in the morning and start doing deep squats like a 40-year-old? And you know what? He hit the nail on the head. We constantly hear that deep squats are the gold standard, but when you have thinning cartilage or sensitive knees, traditional high-impact squats are a complete recipe for disaster. We have to be smarter than that. The smart alternative here is the sit-to-stand pause. Instead of just standing up from a chair normally, you lean forward, begin to stand, and when you're exactly halfway up, with your thighs perfectly parallel to the floor, you just freeze. You pause there for exactly 3 seconds. By taking away your momentum, your quadriceps are forced to do a massive amount of work under sustained tension. A huge study in the Lancet Healthy Longevity found that this simple 3-second pause yields an incredible 58% improvement in quadricep strength.
And while we're upright, let's talk about the number 3.7. That is a staggering multiplier. Studies actually show that individuals with weak calf muscles are 3.7 times more likely to need a wheelchair or a walker by age 85.
Your calves are what push your foot off the ground and stabilize your ankles. Simple, wall-supported calf raises, where you just stand at a wall for balance and slowly rise up onto your toes, are absolutely essential for protecting that ankle stability and ultimately keeping your independence.
Section 4. Safe Floor Rising Techniques. Next up, we tackle what is arguably the most intimidating part of aging mobility for a lot of folks. If you're afraid of getting down on the floor simply because you aren't sure how you'll get back up, science actually has a pain-free solution for you. Let's walk through how this builds tremendous confidence. The sit-to-kneel-to-stand method. This is a highly intelligent 3-step sequence. First, from a seated position on the floor, you roll your weight onto one side and bring both legs around to that hip. Second, you push up onto your hands and knees. Third, you step one foot forward so it's flat on the floor, and you use that strong leg to push straight up to standing. This sequence completely avoids those dangerous twisting forces on your knees and lower back that happen when people try to just push straight up from a cross-legged position.
And the clinical benefits of doing it this way are super striking. That sit-to-kneel method results in a 58% faster floor rising time, and incredibly, using a furniture-assisted lift reduces joint load by up to 50%. Listen, using a sturdy chair or a coffee table to help pull yourself up isn't some sign of weakness. It's literally a mathematically smart move, highly recommended by orthopedic surgeons to save your joints. Additionally, simply using your arms on the floor provides a 41% reduction in knee pain during the motion. That's a huge win.
Bringing it all together with Section 5, Habits for Lasting Longevity. Let's broaden our perspective for this final segment, because while these zero-impact exercises are incredibly powerful, they really do require a foundation of holistic lifestyle habits to truly transform your body. You just can't out-train a poor lifestyle. There are a few evidence-based essentials you absolutely must follow. First, you've got to eat adequate protein to actually provide the raw building blocks for those new muscle cells we're stimulating. You need to prioritize hydration. Studies actually show proper hydration can improve mobility performance by 19%. You must protect your sleep by avoiding bright screens before bed so your body can properly release melatonin and recover. And incorporating activities like Tai Chi has been clinically proven to enhance neuromuscular control, which vastly improves your balance and prevents falls. And this brilliantly illustrates the ultimate goal of everything we've talked about today, Blue Zone wisdom. In the blue zones, those unique areas with the highest concentrations of centenarians, walking is just a staple of daily life. Remember earlier when we learned walking doesn't help much if your legs are already weak? Well, once you have safely built up that foundational strength, using the zero-impact exercises in bed and in the chair, brisk walking for 30 minutes a day suddenly becomes a profoundly powerful anti-aging tool for your cardiovascular health. Basically, the strength work earns you the right to walk safely and healthily for years to come. So, what does this all mean for us? I want to leave you with this final thought. Your legs are so much stronger than you think, and the power to reclaim your mobility is right there in your own home. So, which zero-impact move are you going to start tonight? Will you try the quad sets in bed? Or maybe the sit-to-stand pause in your favorite chair? Just pick one, start tonight, and thank you so much for joining me to explore this explainer today.